Hey, so today I thought I'd go over AVAX and basically have a look at some different price targets for where we can move in the short term. Definitely, obviously, some key dates to look out for in the coming weeks, which I think you should be looking out for potential price corrections and moves to the downside, given this super strong rally. So first thing to note is I'm not bear on AVAX. I'm actually pretty bullish on this in the for the rest of this bull run, and I think it's a strong layer one competitor to all the other ones like DOT, ADA, ETH, and all that sort of stuff. So let's get that out of the way first. Essentially, it's been a super hot coin and really been really strong, especially since the July lows, where we've moved up about 1,500%. So really an outstanding move from Avalanche, and really it's kind of gone pretty parabolic recently. So there are a few dates though that I think you should be that you should be looking out for, and some price targets that you can look out for in confluence with this news. So this is, I think, one of those times where you can use the charts, okay, to tell you what the news is going to be. So people will likely blame, if there is some kind of price dump, they'll probably blame the unlocking tokens in this price correction. Should we move down? But really, it's just because price is overheated. It's telling you that it needs to correct either sideways in time or move down. So yeah. So let's take a look at these recent unlocks. So basically, we've got this this first unlock in March, and then we've got one in June, and then one in September. We've got one coming up in December the 4th. The first one, we basically immediately dumped about, let me have a look, not too much, but we did see a correction of about 30 to 23%, depending on how you want to look at that. But immediately, we can go with that. We can go with about 24%. And the second one, 50. The third one, about 37%. Okay. If you look at how much of that is due to market conditions and how much is due to the unlock, it's probably a little bit of both, because I imagine some people are selling on that news coming out. But yeah, so at the minute we are working this channel up here, moving in an uptrend. So don't be surprised if maybe we start moving and fill into this space over here. Okay, at least on this when we start to unlock these tokens, and that will be about December the 4th. And if we did get a drawdown to basically the next major support level, we're looking at about a 35 to 46 maybe percent drop if we look at this zone over here at the 80 level, and another one at about the 100 level, which is again is a nice round psychological figure. And if we also look at the price leading up to all of these unlocks, essentially it's been mainly sideways, right? So we look here, we've seen essentially sideways, and then a bit of a dump. So definitely something to look out for. And if you look at something really similar has happened to ADA with smart contracts, where we got this massive run up over here into smart contracts, and then basically lull, dump in the market. So I wouldn't be surprised if you get maybe such a little bit of a smaller event, not something quite as big as this, but it's something to look out for. Obviously, this is not a time to be buying, in my opinion, AVAX. I would be buying, I would be managing or selling positions if I have them, and putting them into other altcoins, or BTC or USDT on the sidelines, because yeah, essentially this is a time to be taking profits and managing, not a time to be adding. We're pretty far extended from the moving averages as well, so it is basically giving you an indication that we maybe want to cool off for a little bit, and that we can basically take a little bit of a break, and it's been performing super well. It doesn't have to dump down to like $35, $60, $50 or anything like that, but like I said, for these altcoins, just expect a routine corrections of 60%, 50%, 40%. This is completely par for the course in the middle of any bull run. So just like I said, just expect that, and that something like a 40 to 60% correction. If we did get some kind of sell the news or dump of tokens around this time between now leading up to the next 2 weeks, then maybe look for that, like I said, $100 to $80 area, maybe if we do get some big push down. So that's that. RSI wise, where are we at on that? We are pretty strong, pretty extended. We've got some kind of topping or a previous RSI top around here. So we're coming up against essentially weekly RSI resistance on there. And then, or rather, sorry, that was a 3-day. But essentially, we are fairly overstretched on that weekly high. I mean, and you have to remember that these things can move higher, because when you're in a parabolic move, you don't necessarily, it's not a time to be like trying to short assets and just think, okay, right, it's overextended, it's going to go down, because I could show you multiple times, loads of times over history, where things RSI of like 85, 90 even, and then that final push into like the really, really, really overbought territory is the move where, it makes that final doubling in price or something. So I wouldn't be surprised for it to grind higher, but I do think the big likelihood at the moment is for the next few weeks or so is for a price to at least move sideways and cool off, okay? And obviously the last thing to look at is where is BTC at the minute, and obviously I covered this yesterday that in the weekly I was looking for this to for us to get back in the 60s and challenge a little bit higher to close at 60 to 61k or above. We didn't do that, so we closed below this region here, and obviously BTC is the boat the big daddy in the market, which drives the price and the direction of most of the coins as well. And if we do get a move from BTC as we close lower in this weekly, I would expect possibly a push down, or at least be aware of a push down to the 21 EM weekly EMA, and basically key support zones of around 53 and 48. Oops. 48 should we get there. But essentially, because I have these price targets in mind, or at least I'm aware of them, because BTC made this weekly close for me, I have to draw a line in the sand somewhere. I imagine this would drag AVAX down with it should we move a little bit lower. So just some key things to look out for, and why AVAX might be cooling off. Bullish on the long term, but in the short term, just be aware of those price targets. So yeah, if you like the video, you want me to comment on any other coins or anything like that, drop me a comment down below, drop me a like, because that helps me get into the algorithm. I'm trying to pump out more informative videos and keep you up to date with what I'm seeing in the price action. Until the next time, peace out. I'll catch you in the next one.